You're a good provider. Let's start there. You work hard, you show up, you handle your responsibilities. The bills are paid, the lights stay on. Your family has what they need. You're doing exactly what every man is supposed to do, and you're doing it well. But here's the truth that you're already starting to feel. It's not enough anymore. Not because you're failing, but because the standard has changed, and no one told you. Because if it were enough, your wife wouldn't feel the way she does. Your kids wouldn't look at you the way they do. And you wouldn't feel like you're doing everything right and still losing ground. 2 generations ago, providing was considered leading. A man could keep a roof over your head, food on the table, and stability in the household. That man was respected. That man had authority. But the world has shifted. Providing has now become the baseline. It's no longer the thing that earns you respect in your household. It's the minimum requirement not to lose it. And if that's all you're doing, you're not leading. You're just funding. Your family doesn't just need income. They need presence. Not the version of you that's physically there but mentally checked out. Not the version of you that's exhausted, reactive, scrolling your phone as they talk to you. They need the version of you that's calm under pressure. The version that makes the decisions without needing permission. The version that holds a standard physically, emotionally, relationally, without flinching when it's inconvenient. That's not something you can outsource to a paycheck. Here's why most men lean so hard on providing. Because it's measurable. You can point to a bank account and say, I did that. You can point to the house, the car, the lifestyle and say, I made that happen. I made that possible. Providing gives you proof. But leadership is harder to measure. You can't point to a number and say, that's how present I was. You can't point to a receipt and say, that's how calm I stayed when the pressure was on and when everything was falling apart. So you default to what you can measure and you tell yourself, it's enough. However, your wife doesn't feel led by your bank account, your steadiness, your capacity to hold the household when it's under strain. And if you're not giving her that, the money doesn't matter as much. And here's the part that makes this hard. You resent that providing isn't enough. You think, I'm working my ass off. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. What more do you want? And the resentment grows because you're exhausting yourself trying to meet a standard that doesn't exist anymore. Nobody's going to give you credit for just bringing home a paycheck anymore. Not your wife, not your kids, and ironically, not even yourself, because you know somewhere deep down that you're capable of more than just transactional presence. Leadership isn't one thing. It's not just showing up financially. It's showing up across every domain simultaneously. You can't be financially solid but physically falling apart. You can't be emotionally available but financially reckless. And you can't lead your household if you can't even lead yourself. Real leadership is the ability to hold multiple standards at once, under pressure and without them collapsing. That's what your family needs. Not a provider, a leader. And if you've been coasting on just providing, you've been under-delivering. The gap you feel, the gap between just working your ass off and still feeling like it's not enough, that's not because your family is ungrateful. It's because you're giving them the wrong thing. You're giving them money. They need authority. You're giving them comfort. They need steadiness. You're giving them security. They need a man who can hold the weight when everything else is falling apart. And you can't buy that. You have to build it. Most men will hear this and do nothing. They'll keep grinding. They'll keep telling themselves that providing is leadership. They'll keep resenting their families for not appreciating what they do. and the distance will grow, because providing without presence isn't leadership. It's absence with a paycheck, and your family feels it. If you know you've been leaning too hard on providing, if you know there's a gap between the man that you are and the man that your family needs, I built something for that. So you're not falling apart trying to lead. So you're providing in discipline, not just earning. So your presence actually registers, so you can stay calm under pressure instead of reacting. This isn't about working harder. It's about operating at a higher standard if you're ready to close the gap. But if you're going to keep telling yourself providing is enough, this is for men who know better.